Hello, good afternoon, Year 6. Welcome to today's session. Now, we are starting our new unit in Humanities. Our last unit was the Ancient Greeks, okay, and I had some fabulous project work from there. Today, we are moving on to our next unit, which is, again, history, but it's a little bit more modern this time. We're going to be looking at Britain since the 1930s, okay? So let's look at the first one of At the Movies. Now, we're going to be looking at understanding how and why cinema has changed over the 20th century. So here's lots of pictures, and there are lots of different answers to a question. What could the question be? What question would you be asking here? Playing games could be the answer. Painting and drawing would be another answer. Dancing, playing football, spending time with friends are all answers to this question. What could the question be? Well, if you said, how do people entertain themselves, or how do people spend their leisure time, that's their free time, or what hobbies do people have, then you would have been correct, okay? So these are popular ways that we spend our time now. We might play computer games, we might do some cooking, talking, reading, making things, walking our pets. There's so many different possibilities, okay? Now, in the 20th century, one of the most popular forms of entertainment was, you guessed it, the cinema. Okay, so welcome to the theatres in 1914. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the film that I'm about to show you called... it's quite clear to see that film has definitely changed in the last 106 years. So, did you keep it out? How many times did he fall over? Okay, if you counted, send me a message on Skype and let me know how many times did he fall over. Okay then, so watching movies. Now, at the beginning of the 20th century, films were silent. Now, actors like Charlie Chaplin became huge stars. Now, often in the theatre, a pianist, okay, a person who's sitting on a piano, would sit in the movie theatre and play the music that he thought was fitting for the story that was going on the screen. So the music was live. It wasn't pre-recorded, okay? It was live and played as the film was going on. Now, television came along a few years later, but the first talkie, okay, was made in 1927, and it was called The Jazz Singer. Now, a talkie was a name for a film that had the sound already included, and it was the first time that audience could hear actors speak. However, most films were still in black and white, but this changed in about the 1930s when colour films began to be made. Cinema was changing massively over this time period, and it was changing for the better. There was many exciting developments. So by the middle of the 1930s, most people in Britain were going to the cinema once or twice a week. But as television became more popular in the 1950s, the cinema audiences started to decline, and that means they got smaller. So not as many people were going to the cinema because they could watch TV at home. But even still, the TV wasn't a massively popular thing, you know. It wasn't like now with huge TVs that are really thin. Okay, massively different. But by the 1960s, watching television was the nation's favourite leisure time choice. That meant that the majority of people's first choice for something to do was to watch television. Okay. Now let's look at these film posters. I wonder if you can tell which one is the modern film poster and which one is an old film poster. Of course, Dracula is definitely older. Look at the colours, look at the sort of, well, this is more picture. This is more like a cartoon and a drawing. Look at the style of writing. Okay. Does it say when it's out? No, but this one does. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Again, look at the differences between these two posters. Again, you can see those differences there. So even the way that they are advertised are completely different. Now then, that's what your task is today. I have sent you your worksheets, which is a picture of a old film poster. One was King Kong and one is Fantasia. So what I would like you to do is to answer the questions on that sheet. Now choose one of them. You don't have to do both of them. You only need to do one of them. So choose one and complete the information on the sheet in full sentences, please. And then when you've finished, snap me a photograph and send it back to me. And basically you'll be looking at how different are old film posters from the ones that we see nowadays. Should you want an additional challenge, okay, there are 2 extra challenges here. I want to see if you will be able to have a go at them. So challenge number 1, if you want an extra challenge, is to create your own film poster. And that is to choose any film. It can be a modern film, okay, it can be an old film, and design a poster that advertises that film, but in an old style. So say you were choosing The Lion King. I would like you to make a poster for The Lion King, but in the style of a 1930s film poster. So you're going to have to go back and have a look at these and get some inspiration, okay? So that's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, okay, requires the use of you filming. Now, challenge number 2 is to create your own short comedy sketch. So go back, watch the film about Charlie Chaplin again, and think, what makes this silent film funny? What is engaging the audience? And it's that silly humour. It's just silly, but it's engaging and it's funny and light-hearted to watch. So your challenge would be to create your own, maybe 30-second silent comedy film. Get mum, dad, brothers, sisters all involved if you need to. What funny, interesting sketches can you come up with? I would love to see them. So there are 2 extra challenges. You do not have to do them. They're an extra challenge should you want something to do over the long weekend. Okay, so task 1 is there. That must be sent to me today, please. If you want a challenge, they are there, and send me them when they are finished. Thank you very much, Year 6. Have a wonderful session, and I will speak to you soon.